I always believed that marriage was built on trust. Not the blind kind, but the deep, quiet kind. The kind that grows from years of believing someone is on your side, even when life isn't perfect. For the longest time, I thought my wife and I shared that. I really did. I poured my soul into building a startup. Late nights blurred into early mornings. Weekends disappeared into code and investor calls. I gave everything I had, not just for me, but for our future, for her, for our 2 kids. We weren't living in luxury, but we were making it. I held on to the hope that one day, it would all pay off. But somewhere along the way, Emily stopped believing in that dream. Maybe she stopped believing in me. It started subtly, sharp little jabs over dinner. "You should have just kept your old job," she'd say, barely looking up from her plate. "At least we had some stability then." Or when I'd been glued to my laptop all weekend, she'd mutter under her breath, "The kids are getting used to a father they never see." I knew she was tired. So was I. But I kept going. I held on, convinced we were on the brink of something incredible. And then it happened. The big break. I sold the startup for $2 billion. Billion with a B. I remember sitting in my car after the call, staring into the rearview mirror stunned. I should have felt joy, relief, vindication. But all I could think about was how to share the news with Emily. How excited she'd be, how proud. I rushed home that evening, heart pounding. But the welcome wasn't what I imagined. She barely looked up from her phone, grinning like a schoolgirl at someone on the other end of her texts. I tried to talk to her to share the moment, but she waved me off. Said she was tired. Said she had plans. I let it go. A few days later, I overheard her whispering in the laundry room. Her voice was low, excited. "I can't wait. Just a few more days." He has no clue. My stomach twisted. My hands turned cold. But I didn't confront her, not then. I told myself it could be something else. It had to be. Then she told me she was going on a girls' trip. A weekend away to relax. I offered to stay home with the kids. She barely looked at me. "Yeah," she said. "That's what poor husbands do." That one cut deep. It made me feel small, invisible. Like no matter how hard I tried, it would never be enough. Still, I planned something special. A surprise family trip to Italy. I'd booked everything. I even left my passport on the nightstand, excited about the look on her face when I revealed the plans. But when I went to grab it the next morning, it was gone. I searched the house desperate until I found it in the fireplace. Or what was left of it. Charred. Unrecognizable. She had burned it. That night I asked her why. "Why did you do this?" My voice cracked, not out of anger, but disbelief. She didn't even blink. "Because you're staying home," she said coldly. "Take care of the kids. I'm going to relax, with someone who can actually afford it." She walked away like nothing had happened. I stood there frozen. It wasn't just the betrayal. It was the complete dismissal. The way she looked through me like I no longer existed. And in that moment I knew. I couldn't tell her about the $2 billion. Not yet. Not like this. That night, after she fell asleep, I packed a bag. My clothes. My laptop. A few essentials. I checked into a nearby hotel, needing space to breathe, to think. By morning I had a plan. I called a lawyer. Started the divorce process. Arranged for the kids to stay with my sister for a few days. Someone who loved them deeply and would protect them from the storm I knew was coming. Then I returned to the house. Emily was still asleep. I sat in the kitchen with a cup of coffee, calm and quiet. When she came downstairs and saw me, her expression was a mixture of shock and irritation. "You're still here?" she asked. "No," I said. "I'm just here to finish some things." I handed her an envelope. She frowned, opened it, and her face twisted. "What is this?" "I'm done," I said. "I know about your trip. And I know about him." She scoffed, trying to play it off. "You can't be serious." I didn't argue. I reached into my bag and pulled out a bank statement. The one that showed exactly how much I now had. Her face went pale. "You had this all along," she whispered. "I didn't tell you because I wanted to surprise you," I said. "I thought the money would make things better. But now I see, the problem was never the money." "You're leaving me?" she asked, her voice trembling now. "No," I said. "I think you left me a long time ago." I walked out the door. I didn't slam it. I didn't look back. The days that followed weren't easy. Divorce isn't just paperwork. It's heartbreak. It's explaining to your children why their mother is gone more often, and trying to hide the pain in your voice. It's walking past a memory every time you step into a room. But I learned something in those quiet, difficult weeks. No amount of money can fix a relationship built on resentment and silence. Real wealth isn't in numbers or luxury. It's in the people who stay when you have nothing but dreams and tired eyes. Now, when I think about that night, the night I walked away, I don't feel anger. I feel freedom, peace, relief that I left before I lost myself completely. And if I've learned anything from it all, it's this. Sometimes the greatest victory isn't what you gain. It's what you finally leave behind.